We welcome the night. We welcome the night.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Horror Night Oasis, a radio show where we discuss all the latest movies and news from the world of horror. Joining me tonight, as always, is my co-host, Ian. Ian, are you there?
I am.
Sorry about that. I was having a little bit of trouble logging in. It was giving me issues for some reason. But we are here with the first show of the new year of 2022. And usually...
It's off to a good start.
Oh, yeah, we're off to a perfectly good start. Snowed in and everything, so yeah, woo. But yeah, switchboard issues, login issues, snowed in because of the stupid winter storm. And we're here to talk horror, and I kind of wish that we had as usual with some of these, I wish it was a better film to talk about. But nonetheless, we are going to be going through this little special episode that we like to call the Boneyard. And, of course, for those who don't know, your first time listening, because it's been a while since we've done, I think, a Boneyard review. Boneyard review is where we discuss films that are, shall we say, scarce, hard to find, just under the radar films. And this one is no different. And the film tonight is called Want Ad, The Legend of Harlan. Let's see, let me find my freaking paper. The Legend of Harlan Joe Worley, Want Ad, or just Want Ad for short. And this is a film from 2010, and it's a little bit of a tough one to get a hold of, but nonetheless, I think someone involved with it actually did upload it on YouTube. So it wasn't our original choice for the show tonight. We were trying to find, well, we wanted to do something a little different, but due to issues with that, our first choice, we had to go to the second choice, and time wasn't on our side, and we decided to go with Want Ad. And Want Ad, it's a little bit of something we've done before on the show with some other films, which we'll get into. And this one is about, again, Harlan Joe Worley and the Worley family. And we are introduced to a few people, but we're mainly introduced to Tim, his sister Whitney, and Chrissy, which is his girlfriend. Whitney is coming back home. She's a sort of college student, I guess, and Tim still stays at home with his mom and dad, and I guess this takes place in 1985, by the way. So it's an 80s film, and it tries to have all like the little perks of like being placed in the 80s, because like Tim's wearing a Star Wars shirt with Chewbacca on it. He has like a stormtrooper figure. He's playing Atari, and they're talking about. Well, the sister comes home, and they're supposed to go to this place to go pick up this computer, this pretty, good-sized computer for a good price. And so they decide to go there in the middle of nowhere. And so they go, again, they drive to wherever they're going to pick up this computer. And at the same time, we're introduced to the Worley family. And we have a handful of characters there. Of course, we have Harlan, which is our main protagonist, really. He's I don't know, he's sort of like the black sheep of the Worley family, but he is also the one that is sort of, in a sense, the Leatherface of the group, of the family. And he stays in a shed, locked up, and he's disfigured. He sort of has a disfigured face, but you don't really see it that much except for, like, maybe paintings, drawings, and some backstory, some where the couple kids are making fun of him, calling him Monster Face, like when he's a little kid, maybe like 6 or 7. They're making fun of him because of his face, and he attacks one of them. And we're also introduced to Jeb and Annie, which is, again, the sister, I think sister and brother, and then Pryor, who is Harlan's brother, who is also the older of the group. And there's a lot of things there in that whole Worley family. So anyway, we have Tim, Whitney, and Chrissy driving down to, and it enters the town because they don't know where they're going, because, again, it's the 80s. And they come across this gang of, not really a gang, but just this group of guys who apparently know the way to the place, were given the information to get to the place that has the computer that they're supposed to buy. And then, of course, they get to the house, the Worley Farm, and they get attacked, basically. That's technically the gist of the movie without getting too much into spoilers, which we'll get into a little bit here shortly. But, man, what this film could have achieved would have been would have been all right. Because I was liking the Worley stuff, the Worley Farm stuff with the family. But I did not care that much for the brother-sister-girlfriend dynamic. And it just, it wasn't, not that it was bad, it was just like, I couldn't get into them. And because it was like constant bickering from everybody involved in those three, like, and then like even the Worley stuff, they were like constant bickering as well. Not to say that was a bad thing, it was just like, it's kind of hard to get into because like, it wasn't very good. But I like the backstory of the Worley stuff with Harlan, and I enjoyed aspects of it. But everything else was very just blasé, and just bland, and just like, here we go again.
Yeah. This
is another one of those like Woodstock Holiday or Entrenchment, which is just like there's an idea there, but they just don't go full throttle with it, and it just leaves you with like, here we go, here's another one of those, it's just like, there's like another one, like Dead Bodies Everywhere, which is just like a plain Jane slasher film where like, well, it's just, make a slasher movie, and like this one tries to do like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a lot of stuff pulling from various films of that series. Of course, like there's the dinner scene later on in the film, and like there's like some of the vulgarness like that you got from like part 3 of Leatherface Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, and then like the footage at the very end of the movie, I wouldn't say it's like recovery footage, but just like the documentary type footage where they're what's happening to the the Worley fan, after everything, because people are missing and they find out that they might have been involved, and so you have that documentary sort of film style footage that you got from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the remake, the beginning and the end of that. So there's definitely a lot of nods to Texas Chainsaw Massacre throughout the film, and oh man, it's just I don't know really. My expectations weren't high, but I expected something not exactly what we got. Because with one ad, like you're thinking, oh, they're just putting in ads in papers for people to come over to the like house, and then they're going to kill them, and it's completely different because like, oh, we're going to go to this house and get a computer, and like, oh, that's it. So it's not exactly what you think it would be, judging by the sort of the back of the box and like thinking what it might be, and it just it goes on, and it's just not that good. I mean, there's a little bit where it could have been interesting, but it just doesn't really hit the marks that you would hope it would. But Ian, what's your thoughts? And then we'll go back and forth more on in depth.
No, it was very hard. Like the first half of it was because the way I watched it was broken up into 4 parts. So the first part, I was like, okay, this is all right. And then as it just kept going on, it just, the more I lost interest. And it was just so hard to stay focused on it because I was watching it at my computer because my downstairs is drafty as hell, so it feels like outside. So I was like, I'm going to stay up where it's warm. And it was hard. It was really hard for me to, like, the constant talking and was just too much. I felt like there was way, way, way too much talking, and everything also happened really quick. And then I was like, okay, and then more or less of nothing. Like there's just like sparks here and there. Especially like, the dinner scene and all that, and then it was just over. That's how I felt. Felt like it was just like, it kind of had an okay opening, and then until they get to the computer, I was like, that's kind of a weird setup for this, but whatever. It's a movie. Turn your brain off.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to 100% make sense. And I was just like, okay. And then boom. Oh, where's your computer? Oh, I sold it. What do you mean? Tap. And I was like, okay. It's like something's about to happen. Like some good stuff's going to happen. And then it's just like, that's it.
Yeah, and then it's just like, again, I have the brother, sister, and girlfriend just bickering still, and they're locked up, and they don't. And then again, the whole thing that I made talk to you about is the little game I made, because the girlfriend and honestly everybody, I said take a drink every time someone says oh my God, and that just started to creep in every time the film just progressed, and like oh my God, oh my God, what is that? Oh my God, just like that. Just like, oh my God, is that stick? Why are you chasing me? Oh my God, it just like it kept doing that. And it just like made the film more entertaining in my eyes, because it was just because the girlfriend keeps saying that no matter what, and so I just started to use that in everything, like that's happening. Like oh my God, I fell. Like, oh my God, where'd that tree branch come from? Oh my God, where are these kids coming at? Oh my God. And I was just like having a stupid field day just doing that. Like, it was just dumb. Like, oh my God, Tim, he's dead.
Right.
Oh my God. You know, it's just like, it was stupid, a little stupid thing that just made the film more entertaining than it actually was. You know, just like trying to make a bad movie.
Yeah, it's always good to find something to like invest in, because that should go in, you know, with saying like how if you have to pick out something like that's outside the story or just something random just to be interested, it's like to try to keep yourself interested in it, then the storytelling might be lacking a little bit. But
I mean, like I said,
agree.
There's just the whole script there with the brother, sister, and girlfriend. It's just like, oh my God, it was just rough. That was rough to get through. I mean, sometimes we have dialogue in these films that lead nowhere. This is one of those where just, again, I was just like, I was getting Woodstock Holiday vibes, where it's just like, oh my God, you know, because it was just like, it was slightly better than Woodstock Holiday, but I don't know, it was rough. And this one, I guess, made more sense than Woodstock Holiday did, because again, you have your family on a farm, and then people come there or get lost there on that trail that you're not supposed to go down, and this one you're not supposed to go down that road or something like that, and they get picked off for reasons, and it's just very, very similar in a few aspects with Woodstock Holiday, and like only me and Ian know about that, so we both know like who else has seen both of these films and know exactly what we're talking about. But yeah, it's just like, I mean, this one again, I like the look of Harlan, because he's like this big burly dude with long hair and one of those clear face Halloween masks, sort of, to cover up his face. And like he goes around and he's attacking people, and you're getting some heads chopped off, and you have some okay moments littered throughout the film, and then you have like the weird, like, apparently this Worley family like kidnaps children and made them feral or something like that, and like it's not really completely detailed, but it's just like you have that aspect, and then like you have like the random family that shows up. You know, you have grandma or someone in the wheelchair at the dinner table, and like, that's weird, where this family come from, you know. And then there's like another aspect with like the cop and stuff, and then you have the scene towards the end, once like, oh, they haven't come back, and then like, oh, here's the address, you know, maybe instead of just going there ourselves, we should probably get some help to come along with us, but they don't do that, and it doesn't end well for them either. And it's just like, man, it's just the whole aspect of just that sister going through there. I'm going to run through the forest. Oh, my God. I don't know. It's, again, little things, and just like the story, like, I know they're trying to make something. I don't even know if it's, I don't know if it's real or not. I mean, it's probably fictional, but it's interesting, an idea. Again, very, nods here and there, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But there's just, again, what I initially hoped for kind of, again, very early on, just like did not hit that mark. And it's just, I mean, it was kind of short. I mean, it was short. I mean, it was like, the movie ends like a 1:20 or something, and it's like a little bit, mainly, again, the footage, documentary style footage, with what happens to every person that's you've seen in the film, and for what it is, it's I can't really recommend it. Even with the fun that I had with the girlfriend saying "oh my God" on everything. Because it was like, did you even do that, Ian? Just like when I was like wrote that to you, just like see what I was getting into when I was just like having fun with it a little bit. Did you see what I was trying to go for?
I read it a little bit after, like I was I was almost done with the movie by the time that you sent me that. Because I started on it about 7.
Mhm.
And I was like, I wish when I looked at it, I was like, man, if I would have probably paid more, probably would have been able to pay a little bit more attention if I would have been like, all right, let me hunt this down.
Yeah.
But no, that's, oh, Jesus.
Like, oh my God. Whitney, wake up. Oh my God. Tim's dead. Oh my God.
No, I did. I actually, well, I mean, I kind of noticed it, but, like, I wasn't, like, fixating on it. Because I was making that joke every so often, though. I was like, because, I mean, I do it all the time anyway, but it just made me do it again. Because I'm like, oh, my God, guys.
Like, oh, my God, they're boarding the windows. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, help us. Oh, my God, the guy's behind you. Oh, my God, watch out. It was just like, I don't care. I know she doesn't say it that much, but it's just the point of just like, you need a little bit of
it's just enough
fun
to be stuck in your head and make fun of it.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
you gotta have it. Something.
Yeah. And the whole fucking thing with like the people at the mini mart and like you laughing at us. What's so funny? Like you're like all the way around the building, and we're just talking. Like you think we're laughing at you? I don't know. It's like there's parts of this like we're just like, oh man, this is just rough writing, and it's just like, oh. I mean, I get limitations and everything. I mean, we've watched films that's rougher than this. This one could have been, it had potential. It really did, and it was rough. And
I feel like that's like the worst. Is like when you can see how a movie could be and what like its true potential probably could have been, but yet, and I get it. You know,
I mean,
like
there's
you
a lot
said,
of things we're not even
there's
discussing,
limitations.
but because it's just one of those films. There's just not much to remember because it's just like it's not much there. And like same thing with like Woodstock Holiday, you just like again, I'm just remembering the stupid fun I'm having with the oh my God. I mean that's the only thing I'm going to remember, and that's sad.
I mean,
when my stupid little game I'm playing in my head just to move the film along at a faster speed, and I'm just like, that's basically it because everything else is just like, where are we going? Like all
I
this
honestly
stuff,
thought it
all
was a
this
2-hour movie.
Yeah, I mean, thank God it wasn't. But
I looked at it and I was like, wait a second. Like when it was over with, I was like, oh my God. Finally,
like, oh my God, it's
I
over.
looked over and I was like, oh, it hasn't even been an hour and a half. I was like, damn, I'm already on the last part.
Like you're supposed to get like, I guess they're wanting to get you invested with these characters. Like the characters suck. So, like, when their demise eventually happens, you're like, oh, my God, thank God. You're just, you're kind of happy that they're dead because all they do is bicker and fight. Like, oh, my God, you still live with Mom and Dad? And you're like, yeah, so. Like, I don't know. And then, like, he had to pee off the side of the road. I was like, oh, my God. Can we go now? Are you going to be finished peeing? Oh, my God. I don't know. It's the stupidest things, Ian, that we find enjoyment out of. I mean, it's with these little indie films. And, like, again, like, I mean, this, like I said, it is available on YouTube. Like, that's how, I mean, to save time, you have to, honestly, if you want, you have to type in want ad. You can probably just do that on Facebook because, like, they still have probably one ad, Harlan Joe Worley, Legend of Harlan Joe Worley on Facebook, and it'll probably bring up the page where it actually has the links because trying to find this by itself on YouTube is an impossibility. Like I remember I clicked on it because I was like, oh, we can probably do this one day later down the line, and that was a bad choice. But nonetheless, it is available online if you do want to watch it. not to say it would.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it's indie. I mean,
you can if you want.
Again, it's not the worst thing we've reviewed, and it's not the harshest thing we reviewed, but I just like the Harlan and the Worley family aspect I really liked. I mean, I was like, and plus they were like their bickering I could have done with for hours because that was kind of funny. You know, like, you fucking chicken shit, you dumbass motherfucker. You know, like,
it's always the villain. It's like it's always the villainous families that I tend to enjoy more in movies.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they have
like banter, like
funnier.
Yeah, it was just like I was having fun with that. Like, you cross-eyed motherfucker, and like Jesus Christ, I'm having fun with Jeb and Harlan and Annie. Like you what was it, like, you? I know, like, he didn't say monster, but like, you inbred fuckface or something like that. I don't know. It's just like dumbass lines like that that you're just like throwing out. That was just hilarious. It was just like, that was like, I could deal with a movie with just them just bickering for an hour and a half instead of the whole fucking come to the house for a computer. Like,
yeah.
I wish it was just something else. You know, it's like, the family aspect was good. I mean, with the Worleys. I mean, like I said, I dug that aspect. Honestly, it felt like, what was that one? The Children of the Corn Revelations or something, where like the children were locked in the shed. It was like the last, not the last one, but the second to last one, with like Billy Drago in it. But I was just like for some reason, I don't know why. And plus, I had like the kids as well, so it kind of made itself stand out as a Children of the Corn film. But yeah, I mean, it could have been so much more if they just honestly rearranged the brother-sister girlfriend dynamic, and just like the whole computer aspect for 85. That was just kind of like, oh, we're gonna drive 3 hours to get a computer. You know, like, I thought that whole point was just like null and void to me. Like, why go 3 hours? You're just, well, again, it's 85, so it was a little bit cheaper on gas and stuff, but still, in my mind, I was like, ugh. I thought they were going to go and they're going to rent out a place and they're going to stay there in this, house, and then they're going to get picked off one by one. But it was like, oh, here's the computer's in this back room. Oh, you're stuck now. Oh my God. What are we going to do? We're stuck. Oh my God, they're boarding up the window.
That was hilarious. When she was like running out the room and she like obviously was like fake running. And then the guy like barely caught her by the neck and she's like, oh no, and he puts that knife to her throat and she's like, oh no, I'll be here now. And then he just throws her back in the room. And I was like, what was that about? I was like,
God, they stabbed him.
I was like, she should have just killed her. Like, but then you would have lost your fun.
Mhm.
But
yeah, I would have lost my fun. I would just hated every minute of it. But I had fun. Oh my God! Watch out! Oh my God! I'm running through a forest. Oh my God! I tripped on where did this piece of wood come from? Oh my God! Oh my God! These children are beating me with sticks. Oh my God!
It's like,
oh my God, I'm still missing. Oh my God, where am I? I haven't been found. Oh my God, my sister's dead. Oh my God.
It was a mess. And I can see why he would put it on YouTube for free. But well,
I own this. I mean, I found it on eBay for like under $10, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll take it. But I do own it on DVD. But
no, definitely, like,
I mean, it's still hard as fuck to find, no matter what. I mean, I'm glad at least I didn't have to upload it. That saved me hours. But nonetheless, I mean, it is one of the, I mean, it's a, I don't even really consider it a slasher movie. I mean, there's not that much slashing. I mean, you do get a head decapitation. Oh my God, he cut his head off. Oh my God, wake up. Oh my God.
So inconvenient. But, you know,
she didn't even see that
hopefully
when Tim got his head.
Hopefully it's uphill from here for the rest
of
Frisco.
I mean, man, that's the thing with these indies, some of these boneyards. I mean, it's up and down. I mean, that's the reason we call them the boneyard.
You never know.
You never know.
And we do this for you all.
Yeah, because again, it's something. We might hark on a bunch of these, and some of them are not so good. Some of them are
just fun to hark on.
It's just the fact that, like, not a lot of people are going to watch this stuff and not even know about it. And so sometimes you just want to get a film out there that, I mean, this doesn't even, again, it's one of those that doesn't have an IMDb page, and it's not on, like, Letterboxd or anything, but, I mean, it is available on YouTube, thankfully, for those interested. And, I mean, again, the potential was there. I just hate that. You know, we touched on it earlier. Like, I just hate that where, like, you can see what the film's trying to do, but it doesn't work out. And you hate that. I mean, that's kind of the thing with, like, Woodstock Holiday and entrenchment. Like, the whole idea of entrenchment, you know, with Tyler Mane and the girl, and they're trying to find the stuff in the woods, and it's like, ugh, man. The idea was there, but then you're going to go off on this whole tangent with but again, this one, it's a little bit better than a slight nod above those, because I had more fun with it with oh my God stuff than I did with like hardly anything in Woodstock Holiday, because that one was a mess too, and that one was more. Ooh, that one was rough. And like again,
partially blocked that movie out.
Yeah, again, that's the whole thing with, like, the snuff films, like, they were making, and, like, oh, my God, it was a rough one. But, again, I mean, you never know. Whenever Arbor Day comes around, I got a film for that. So, looking forward to that. But, yeah, I got so many fucking indie boneyards. I can do so many boneyards, I can do one for a fucking year. But, nonetheless, I don't know what else really to say about one ad, except for, oh my God, one ad. Oh my God. It's just gonna do it. There's just nothing. Oh man.
There's really not much.
Going through that film again, just doing everything. I don't know. It's a stupid. If you go through it like I did towards the last act, when they just like start saying "oh my God" every fucking sentence, and then just like turn it into a game, you're gonna have fun with it because it's gonna be fucking stupid. But if you're like Ian, that got the last end of it, you're probably not gonna have that much fun with it. But again, it had potential. It didn't really reach its peak, and again, it needed more of the Worley family, and you get more Harlan. I mean, he's barely in the damn thing as the movie's about him. And you don't even get to see, like, a face reveal or anything. You know, because they call him, the kids, when he was younger, called him Monster Face, and everyone talks down to him, and he's tied up in a shed, and, like, there's all this stuff, that happens with, like, Harlan, and, like, you don't get that much of him. You get more of his freaking brother, and I think his others, and his other siblings and family, but you don't get hardly any of him. So you get more of the little kids, feral kids, going around acting creepy than you do Harlan, and that's sad. So
yeah,
I mean, it could have been a little fun, like crazy, inbred family, whatever, going around killing people, but you don't get that. You just get constant bickering between a brother and sister both sides of the family, but again, I can live with the Worley aspect of it, but just the Tim and Whitney stuff was just like, that was kind of unbearable at points, because it was just like, oh my God, stop fighting, oh my God. Ian, I think we're going crazy.
Probably.
Yeah. These films,
I mean, I don't. You know, this is definitely going to be one of those movies I probably will forget about.
Yeah,
until
this is going to be on the recess
but
of your
the only
mind
thing I'm going to think
bring
about
it up,
is you saying, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
Like that's the only thing I'm
every now and then I'm just
going
going to say, "Oh my God, Ian. Oh my God." You're like, "Oh, fucking shut up already."
Well, actually, that's funny because that's what I do. I was playing this game called Phasmophobia, where you're like got to investigate a haunted house, but if you get caught by the ghost, you die. And I was like, oh my God, like my friends kept leaving me because I didn't know how to play. And I just like kept doing that. And my wife looked at me. She's like, oh my God, shut up or I'm going to kill you. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's me for you, always getting you in trouble.
I'm going to do it more now.
There's a haunted house. Oh my God, there's a ghost. Oh my God. I'm going crazy, Ian. I'm going crazy. That fucking
New Year.
Oh my God. Yeah. There's
a
always
good year
something
to go
to bring us joy in the beginning of the year. Here we go. Fucking, oh my God, it's a new year. Oh my God. Ian, I think we got to call this a show before we go even further down the rabbit hole. But yeah,
right.
That is one ad. Again, I'm sure there's other aspects of the film that we could have talked about and brought up, but honestly, there's not much there. And I think we kind of covered almost every basic idea we could with everything. But I'm sure there's one or two aspects that we forgot. But whatever. It's yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It was too simple of a movie, and they just pushed talking on it just so it'd be a feature length. Like, they could have honestly cut half of that out, and we probably still would have gotten the exact same movie. Just less talking.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. And we're not even talking about like the aspect of like the father, the Tiffany, Tim and Whitney's father, like, oh, shut up, Roger, or whatever his name is, like, go drink. Like, oh, whatever. Like, I'm going to sit in my chair. And then that's a whole different aspect. Oh, my God. But, Ian, that's going to do it for this show. It's always fun getting on here and bullshitting and coming up with whatever fucking things we can come up with to talk about on the film. And hopefully our next show we'll see what comes out. We might even do another one. Who knows? Oh my God, another Boneyard. Oh my God. I have to go. I'm going crazy. I'm going fucking nuts. But anyway,
all right.
As always, Ian, it's great talking with you. Be safe. I know the weather's pretty bad out there, and I'm pretty much snowed in. I'm
glad I walk. So I live walking distance to work. So
yeah. So everyone be safe if you're in winter weather and snowed in, and we will see you next time on Horror Night Oasis.
Good night.